The following program was produced by the United States Courts.
Hello, I'm Javier Hernandez with the United States Courts. Americans speak hundreds of languages, so court interpreters are vital to the federal courts. But sometimes an interpreter with the right language skills isn't available. That's when the courts turn to a program that helps them bridge the gap. In the 90s, the federal courts introduced the Telephone Interpreting Program, or TIP.
The advantage to the TIP program is that it allows for courts requiring interpreters to bring an interpreter in remotely and receive the very best possible service.
There are 94 federal courts, but only 20 of them have staff interpreters.
你好.
These courts are equipped to help litigants overcome language barriers via a two-way telephone system.
Hello.
It has 3 buttons in the center, and we have knobs on each corner, and we have our volume knob, which is closest to us on our left, and then we have the send volume, which is for the defendant.
The other telephone line is a direct communication to the overall room audio system so that the interpreter is heard throughout the room.
The service helps move non-English speakers through the federal system more efficiently while safeguarding due process rights.
Well, TIP is important because the Court Interpreters Act requires the courts to provide an interpreter for those defendants who don't speak English. And that's a critical function.
Since 2005, the courts have averaged approximately 3,700 TIP events per year. Salazar estimates the program saves the judiciary more than $1.5 million annually.
Cost containment is certainly a very important point, but we would never do it at the cost of quality. You are able, with the telephone interpreting program, to bring the most qualified interpreters in the country for relatively short matters.
A typical TIP session is an hour or less. It is also useful when there's a need for a language of limited diffusion.
Después de eso, tengo entendido que usted...
That means languages that may be indigenous to a very limited area. I can give you an example. In Mexico, we have languages that are spoken by less than 50,000 people. So you may have only one interpreter in the entire country.
And providing that one qualified interpreter is the strength of the TIP program.
Everybody in the federal courts has the right to understand what's happening in those courts in matters instituted by the United States. So basically allows for equal access to justice for all.
There are nearly 70 courts using telephone interpreting, with most of the provider courts located in the Northeast. Reporting with U.S. Courts, I'm Javier Hernandez in Washington.